If you believe love is the same for men and women, Nietzsche would say you're already lost. His view wasn't soft, wasn't romantic, and certainly wasn't easy to accept. But it was sharp. According to Nietzsche, a woman does not love the way most men hope she does. Her love is different, rooted in instinct, power, and self-preservation. It's not cruel, it's not broken, it's simply not built the same. And understanding that can change the way you view women forever. This isn't about bitterness or giving up on love. It's about clarity. It's about freeing yourself from the illusion that women love with selfless loyalty no matter what. Nietzsche's insight cuts through the emotional fog. He didn't say women can't love, but that what they call love is often a response to strength, not vulnerability. And when that strength fades, so can her attachment. Before we explore what Nietzsche meant, why a woman's love often has limits most men are afraid to admit, here's your question of the day. Have you ever mistaken attention for love? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're watching with real awareness, type the word masculine below so we know who's actually paying attention. Let's begin. Friedrich Nietzsche didn't believe in love the way most people talk about it today. To him, love, especially a woman's love, wasn't some pure, unconditional force flowing from the heart. It was selective, responsive, built not on soft emotion but on the presence of strength. A woman doesn't fall in love with a man's pain, his openness, or his effort. She attaches to his force, his direction, his self-mastery, his momentum. Nietzsche wrote, "In woman, man is only a means. The purpose is always the child." What he meant is this: her love isn't about you, it's about what you represent. Sentiment in the masculine mind often means loyalty through hardship. But in Nietzsche's view, that same loyalty in a woman is conditional. It holds as long as the man holds his center. Lose that, and her instincts may shift, not because she's cold, but because her love is tied to survival, evolution, and strength. When a man shows weakness not as a passing moment, but as a state of being, she stops seeing him as a source of security, and love without security becomes unstable. This is not a call for emotional repression. It's a call for awareness. If you expect love to save you, you've misunderstood its function. Nietzsche's version of love isn't comfortable, but it's real. It forces men to stop living in fantasy and start building the kind of presence that women naturally stay attached to. Not through begging, not through softness, but through unwavering self-possession. Nietzsche believed that women at their core are drawn not to a man's suffering, but to his ability to rise above it. A man's pain, when worn openly and without control, doesn't inspire love. It inspires distance. Power, on the other hand, especially quiet internal power, is magnetic. A woman might feel sympathy for your struggle, but it's your strength despite the struggle that holds her emotionally. Pain invites attention. Power earns respect, and respect is the foundation of how she loves. This doesn't mean you have to be emotionless or invincible, but it does mean that emotional expression without frame, without purpose, starts to look like instability. And instability doesn't pull her closer, it makes her question your leadership, your direction, your ability to hold both her and yourself. Nietzsche understood that the feminine instinct is tuned to detect weakness, not to nurture it, but to avoid being consumed by it. When a man leads with pain, he asks to be mothered, not desired. Power isn't about control or domination. It's about restraint. It's about showing that you can feel but you don't collapse, that you can hurt but you stay composed. A man who bleeds all over the place emotionally, hoping for healing, pushes her into a role she didn't ask for. But a man who confronts pain, processes it, and stays rooted, that man becomes a symbol of security. And it's that symbol her love quietly responds to again and again. Modern culture likes to sell the idea that real love, especially a woman's love, is unconditional. That no matter how far you fall, how weak you become, or how long you lose your way, she'll stay. Nietzsche would have laughed at that. To him, that belief isn't romantic, it's delusional. He saw clearly what many men refuse to accept. A woman's love is built on conditions, even if they're never spoken out loud. And the primary condition? Your strength, not just physical, but mental, emotional, and directional. The idea that someone will love you no matter what sounds beautiful, but it's dangerous if taken literally. Because men who believe in unconditional devotion start to drift. They get comfortable, they stop leading. They begin to think that effort, presence, and direction are optional. And when those pillars fall, they're shocked to find that her love softens, her tone changes, and her desire fades. Not because she lied, but because her love was never truly unconditional to begin with. This isn't cynicism, it's clarity. A woman may offer support, care, even sacrifice, but all of that is tied to how she feels about you. And those feelings are not independent of your behavior. When you stop showing up as the man she respected, she doesn't just lose love, she loses trust. Nietzsche's perspective forces you to stop expecting love to carry you through failure. Instead, it challenges you to earn her love daily through how you carry yourself. Not by proving, pleasing, or begging, but by leading with strength, consistency, and purpose. That's the condition. And once you accept that truth, you stop fearing her love and start mastering your own value. Nietzsche didn't romanticize human nature. He exposed it. And one of his most uncomfortable truths for men is this: when you lose your sense of power, direction, or dignity, a woman's respect doesn't pause. It declines. Slowly at first, then permanently. Her love might linger, but the respect underneath it, the part that holds her desire, her admiration, her trust, begins to collapse the moment you do. This doesn't mean she's cruel. It means she's wired to follow strength, not just feel sympathy. When a man falls and stays fallen, when he wallows, complains, or surrenders to life's pressure, he becomes a symbol of uncertainty. And uncertainty, in Nietzsche's world, kills attraction. A woman might comfort you in a moment of pain. But if that moment becomes your identity, her instincts will tell her, "This is no longer a man I can follow." The fall itself isn't the issue. It's whether you stay down. Nietzsche admired struggle, but only when it was used to build self-mastery. If you fail and come back stronger, she will respect you more. If you fail and collapse inward, she may pity you, but she will never see you the same. A woman can love a flawed man, but she cannot stay in love with a man who no longer fights for himself. That fight, that refusal to break completely, is what keeps her respect alive. And where respect remains, attraction can rebuild. Without it, love turns cold, even if she still says the right words. Nietzsche didn't use the word Stoicism, but his philosophy aligns closely with it, especially when it comes to how a man should carry himself in the face of love, loss, and female nature. To Nietzsche, detachment wasn't weakness, it was wisdom. A man who can stand beside desire without being ruled by it is the man who holds power. And nowhere is that more critical than in how he navigates the emotional pull of women. Stoic detachment doesn't mean apathy. It means clarity. It means knowing that your emotional center must never be handed over to someone else, not even someone you love. When a woman sees that you can care deeply yet never collapse into emotional dependence, she sees you as stable, strong, rooted. That rootedness preserves your value not only in her eyes, but in your own. The moment you place your sense of self in her hands, waiting for her to call, to validate, to reassure, you surrender your frame, and when your frame breaks, attraction follows. Detachment, as Nietzsche would have it, is not about closing off your heart. It's about protecting your foundation. You stay kind, you stay present, but you never become owned by the connection. That restraint, especially in today's reactive, needy world, makes you rare. And what is rare in a woman's eyes becomes irreplaceable. Nietzsche never hated love. He just refused to lie about it. He understood that what most men call love is often just unexamined need, and what many women call love is instinctively tied to strength. If that sounds cold, it's only because you've been taught to expect warmth, where nature demands clarity. The moment you stop expecting women to love like men, you stop being disappointed and start becoming dangerous in the best way possible. Your value as a man isn't guaranteed by effort or emotion or good intentions. It's held up by your presence, your direction, your ability to remain unshaken when others fold. When you live that way, not just speak it, you don't need to beg for love. It comes, it stays, or it leaves. And either way, you remain unmoved. That's the kind of man Nietzsche respected, and it's the kind of man women never forget. If this video made you see something differently, even if it challenged you, type masculine in the comments. It shows you're not just consuming content, you're sharpening your awareness. And at Masculine Stoic Mind, that's exactly who we speak to.